wanted to talk about my partial restoration on my Fiat 124 Spider. To begin with, back in November I bought this Spider from a Navy veteran, and he had started the restoration, a partial restoration, about 3 years ago. He just decided that it was time to pass it on. We felt that the interior needed to be redone. The exterior had all been painted. There was wood dent in the exterior, and beyond that, that's where we started with the restoration. My experience in living in Southern California is there are no better people than the people in TJ for doing body work and upholstery and carpeting in Tijuana for the price is anywhere. Get online, and one of the things I came across was I looked at 3 different shops down in TJ, and 2 of them kind of fell out right away because they really didn't do interior work. They were mostly doing exterior work and painting, and that's not exactly what I needed. So then I came across TJ Baja Car Restorations, and then they have a Facebook page and an Instagram page like everyone does these days, and I was just impressed by the quality of work that they had, of the photographs and the quality of work he had done. He had done complete restorations on all kinds of cars, everything from VWs, VW vans, Mustang fastbacks, Mopar cars, Porsches, everything. I got an email back from Arnie, and he said, send me some pictures, and then we'll talk. After he got the pictures, he was making a very weekly trip up to the States, and so I made a contact with him, and he stopped off. He was actually very close, only a couple blocks away, and he came, and we stopped and looked at the car. We spent probably, I would say 45 minutes looking over the exterior of the car, going over the goals of what we wanted to do and how the car would be when we got done. You know, he wanted to talk about the level of restoration I wanted to do, what were the plans of it, and everything else. He took it for a test drive. He was impressed with the car, how mechanically sound it was. And we then decided that we would, they gave me a quote on the price of it. The beauty of the quote was that I had done some quoting of some shops in the States, and just in the initial quoting process, he was 1/3 to 2/3 or to 3/4 less than anywhere else in the San Diego area for the same work. After my first meeting with him, I had no hesitation at all about him giving him the job and giving him the car, knowing that it was going to be 2 or 3 months away, which he projected. He towed it down to the border. I got in the car because the car was drivable. I drove it across the border. He then picked up the car and put it on a trailer, and then towed it to a shop, and I came back across the border. Could have been easier. It couldn't have been any easier in the world. It was maybe an hour out of our lives, all told. Claire, my wife, got to go shopping at shops at the border, so she was pleased to come along. And I put the car in Artie's hands, and I really felt confident about it. Arnie didn't really want any money up front. I did give him cash just to make sure, because I felt better about it, but he didn't really want any upfront money. So I want to give a few comments about my first impressions when meeting Artie. First off, his English is impeccable. And beyond that, his automotive knowledge and restoration knowledge is also great. He really has been a great sounding board for doing anything to the car, where the money should be spent, where it shouldn't be spent, and what is the biggest bang for the buck you can get. He, because I'm retired, and just for a day trip, my wife and I got in the car and we drove to Mexico. Went to a shop. There we saw all kinds of really, really great cars, and plenty of Volkswagens, and they're all at certain stages of getting redone. I looked at my car. I was highly impressed with the quality of the work. The dents looked, and the paint job was impeccable. The lines of the car were fully restored. The interior had new carpeting and seats, and they were just, like I said, amazing high quality work. We also redid the dash, and that was also great. I was so impressed at that point that I asked him also to do a safety check on the car, and he went through the inside of the car, inside and out, to see what else needed to be done, and we went forward with a full upgrade of the suspension and drivetrain on the car. We're at April. It's been 14 weeks, and the car is due to be delivered this week. We are very much waiting for it to arrive so we can have a little fun with it during this Corona lockdown. I can do a little bit of work on it if I find anything that needs to be done, and at the same time drive it around, and my wife and I can go to lunch somewhere. We will augment the video a little bit with pictures of the car when it arrives, and just to show you, and it will, I think you will be very impressed with the quality of his work, and we look forward to having this car for our retirement for years to come. Thank you.